Hey, you're listening to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm Mark Ramone, joined today by Violet Hausthor, and man, we just rocked it out with Sean Rosati right there. Emergence. Before that, we had Witch and Soul of Fire, and we started off with Memoraire, Out of Time. Some good Catholic rock right there.
Yeah, no, it's some really fun stuff, actually. I definitely hear the influences in a lot of Christian rock and Christian metal from, 2010 on. I definitely hear this fitting into that tradition well. Really love his voice, though. It's a really characteristic voice. It's deep, but in a different way than a lot of other deep voices,
That band is out of Hartford, Connecticut. And I was first introduced to one of their members, Dave Gonsalves, was in a band called Sugar Velour, and they came down to my college radio station in 97 and were performing. And this is from like 2015-ish, or they disbanded in that area, I think. But good rock and roll, good.
Yeah, solid stuff.
And they performed the song in the Manchester Center Congregation Church. I would have loved to have been there when they played that.
That's an experience, I'm sure. And then, of course, Witch, Soul of Fire, sort of out of Brattleboro, Vermont, but also J Mascis is in it. So who can really say?
Get out. J Mascis? The J Mascis?
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. J Mascis, of course, famously of Dinosaur Jr. and local legend, along with Dave Sweetapple, and they formed a hard rock band with a couple other folks, and they made this, and it's wild, Zeppelin-esque, but not bound to Zeppelin. I can really the solos on this are so much fun. I can see them in the studio just absolutely shredding and having a blast.
Oh yeah. And then
speaking of shredding,
Sean Rosati. I was just talking to this guy, and he saw my tattoo, and he said, "Oh, are you a musician?" I'm like, "No, but I play a lot of musicians on the radio show." And he was like, he told me his son is a musician. I'm like, okay. And he said, "Have you heard of Doja Cat?" I'm like, "Doja Cat? I've heard the name, but I have no idea what she plays or what kind of music." And he said his son is her guitarist when they're out on tour.
That's crazy to me.
I know. So I immediately went and checked out some of her music, and he really is shredding it on those songs too.
Yeah, no, that's wild. It makes sense to me. This is absolutely why the solos on this are so intense and so wild. Like, this feels like a Joe Satriani record.
Oh, absolutely. That was the first thing I thought of. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really into this. It is absolutely virtuosic. And the Doja Cat connection is something I never expected to hear, I'll be honest. But, that's really cool.
And he's all over the nation performing now.
Yeah, obviously.
And he started off
like an international pop star.
And he started off in the quiet corner of Connecticut in Danielson.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you for visiting with us, and we hope you enjoyed some great original music from Western New England artists. I'm Violet Hausthor, here this week with Mark Ramone. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
The New Music Alliance Radio Hour is brought to you by the New Music Alliance, a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to assist and advance the careers of talented, creative local musicians to write original music, and to promote the extended Western New England area as a destination for original music writing, production, and performances. If you like what we're doing here on the show, tell your friends about it, and like the New Music Alliance and the Radio Hour on our Facebook pages. And don't forget to check out our website, newmusicalliance.org, where you'll find the Extraordinary Essential Western New England Songbook, a listenable anthology of many of the best songs ever written by artists from Western New England. And while you're there, if you support the New Music Alliance mission, we'd appreciate your making a donation or becoming a member or a sponsor. If you're a local Western New England musician who'd like to have your original music considered to be on our show, send links to your songs to newmusicalliance@gmail.com. Join us next week for more great tunes from Western New England artists. And as always, until next week, please stay safe and
keep
on
rockin'.
Yeah. Let's have Charles and Khalif Neville take us out today with African Eyes.